Hello everyone, welcome back to Chicago Sports Network. I am Riley Ruby, and today we'll be doing a Chicago Bears mock draft. I have already done two of these before, and this is my March edition. I think it may come out on February 28th, but still, this is my March edition of my Chicago Bears mock draft. Both other mock drafts have done extremely well with over 700 views on each of them, one reaching about 950, one reaching about 750. So make sure, if you're a Bears fan, hit that subscribe button down below. Even if you're not a Bears fan, hit it down below. Like this video if you enjoy it. Comment all your thoughts and opinions. Who do you think the Bears should draft? I'm a big Bears fan, so if you want to comment your opinion, I respond to every single comment, so make sure you leave those down below. Make sure you check out the podcast. The link will be down in the description if you want to. I'll be doing a bunch of draft content, non-draft content, all on there, so make sure you go ahead and check out the podcast. Check out the website down below as well. I have articles out there coming out weekly, so make sure you check out it as well. So make sure you check out both the podcast, the website, and continue watching a bunch of these videos. So let's get started with today's video. With the first pick I have, which is in the second round, and I do not have any trades in this draft. In the next Bears mock draft, I will start to get in trades and stuff like that because I'm trying to wait until after free agency when the Bears, after kind of March 16th or 17th, because free agency is March 15th. So I'm trying to wait until after that and then see where the Bears kind of picked up tools, didn't pick them up, and then start to trade up or down the board based on those needs. And to be honest, they may even have more draft picks after that if they trade away a player or two. But with pick 39, I selected David Bell, wide receiver out of Purdue. I think David Bell fits a lot of roles for the Bears. You have the role of an alpha male wide receiver in the sense that I think he can be a wide receiver one in my opinion. Right now I don't think he is, but I don't think he is as good as Treylon Burks or Chris Olave or any of those first round wide receivers right away. But I think down the road, I think with a little bit of added muscle, I think that he is pretty good. I think he's one of the better wide receivers out there in this draft class and a pretty deep wide receiver draft class, so I'm going to select David Bell with 39th overall pick, partly because the Bears have like two wide receivers on their contract next year. That's Daz Newsome and Darnell Mooney. Outside of that, you are going to need to get some wide receiver help, and then I would say draft a wide receiver. I don't know if you drafted in the second round, but David Bell was the best pick available, so that's who I decided to take. With pick number 71, I picked a candidate who had a great Senior Bowl and really showed me some skills that I was really looking for and I was really hesitant on previously. But that is Alec Lindstrom, the center/guard out of Boston College. I would personally play him at center and then figure out the guard position however you want to after that because I do not pick out another offensive lineman after this, so you can kind of tell this is my main guy out of the draft. I would like to use Tevin Jenkins and Larry Borom at right and left tackle. I don't care who plays which one, whichever one succeeds better. And if Larry Borom plays better at left and Tevin Jenkins plays better at right, then do that. And then I think Cody Whitehair, he's fine at guard for now, but I would like to add another guard in free agency probably, just because I think it's going to be harder to get a solid guard in this draft class. It's a little bit weaker in guards outside of the first couple of picks. Like if Zion Johnson is here, that is who I'm picking. The guard out of Texas A&M, I think is that's Green. I don't know where is Zion Johnson out of? Is it Boston College as well? Where is he out of? Yeah, he's out of Boston College. Okay, I didn't think both of them were out of Boston College, but yes, Zion Johnson, a great pickup if you can get him. But that would be in the second round. But I think he'll probably be going to the first round because he had a really great Senior Bowl and looks like he's going to probably have a good combine coming up soon. With pick 147, I have the Chicago Bears selecting Chase Lucas, cornerback out of Arizona State. So last year you selected Thomas Graham in the 6th round. Great pick by Ryan Pace. I will give Ryan Pace, he had some good drafting skills, especially in day 3 and some later day 2 picks. But one of the things I think is lacking with the Chicago team the most is its secondary, and I think Chase Lucas is a solid contributor that could maybe compete for a corner or nickel spot. I would say this. I would sign either a corner or a nickel, preferably an outside corner, and then have Thomas Graham and Chase Lucas and whoever else compete for that next corner spot. And if you really feel, just sign a veteran that you think, like a Chardavius Ward from the Kansas City Chiefs. I would really like that option opposite of Jalen Johnson, because your CB2 doesn't need to be awesome. It doesn't need to be J.C. Jackson from the Patriots and spend $20 million on that. But it just needs to be a guy that's a solid contributor that can back up Jalen Johnson, not be a weakness on the other end, as that was pretty obvious throughout the season as a big weakness for the Bears. And then that would lock up the corner spot, the nickel spot as well. And with, at the moment, Devontae Adams probably looking like he's coming back in the division, and he plays a lot of slot. That is one position that is a big need for the Bears. So, heading into 2 picks later, I have the Bears selecting Reed Blankenship, safety out of Middle Tennessee State. So, the reason why I selected Reed Blankenship, the biggest reason here is, he's a tackling machine, and that's literally the opposite of what Eddie Jackson is. I think that the Bears need a guy that can tackle, play a little bit more down low, and that's what I kind of see in Reed Blankenship, is that he can be that tackling machine. That's something the Bears really need and certainly do lack in the last couple of years. But that's just something that Reed Blankenship has constantly done at Middle Tennessee State, constantly had over 200 tackles a season, all that stuff. So I think that is incredibly important to figure out there right then and right now. So I would say that this pick really helps out that secondary, including that second safety spot in a cover 2 scheme, stuff like that. Or in the new cover 2 scheme, I should say. With the final pick of the draft at pick 148 in the 6th round, I have the Bears selecting Marquel McCall, defensive lineman / defensive tackle out of Kentucky. So Marquel McCall really fits that three technique defensive tackle that the Bears are looking for now. Because of the 4-3 scheme, you are going to have like Robert Quinn and Khalil Mack as the 2 defensive ends. Now you're looking at who do you want to be your defensive tackles, because Khyiris Tonga actually really doesn't fit that role as much, just because he's more of a nose, he's more of a 1 technique guy rather than a 3 technique guy. And if you don't know what that means, 3 tech is more used for a 4-3 system as a defensive tackle, and a 1 tech is used more as a nose tackle for a 3-4 scheme, which means there's 3 down linemen and 4 linebackers generally. So I think that that's an important distinction to make, and I think that this is a pickup that the Bears could use, and I think that this is kind of another shot in the dark, just the same way that Khyiris Tonga was later on in the 7th round of last year's draft. So I think that that is an important pickup there. So that is it for today's video. Make sure that you check out the rest of the videos that I have. I have 2 other Bears mock drafts, so if you enjoy this one, go check out the other ones. As always, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Like this video if you enjoy it. Comment your thoughts and opinions down below. And like I said, as always, have a great day. Bye.